Hello, my name is Kiriath, and this is your last chance to buy some iconic Horus Heresy war machines. Or is it? Earlier today, as I want to do, I was on Forge World because I was looking at stuff, just random generic stuff, nothing you need to worry about, and I happened to see a massive banner that said last chance to buy. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will have already seen this, and I'm sure this will be everywhere at this stage, but it's a different last chance to buy, this one, because there's quite a few properly, iconic central vehicles that are fairly, I would suggest, necessary if one wants to be a player of the Horus Heresy that are going last chance to buy. Now, of course, there are rumours abound. There are rumours abound about literally everything to do with GW at the moment, which is kind of interesting because there was a dry spell for a while. There was a while there where they had everything on lockdown and it felt like not much was getting out. It feels like the opposite is true. The thing is, whether or not those rumours are accurate, This is super interesting because the first thing I thought when I saw this particular bunch of last chance to buy is that, well, clearly these are not actually going away. Now, maybe I am just a hopeless optimist, but it seems incredibly unlikely that they would get rid of the Spartan, the Leviathan, the generic Leviathan, not a specific Legion Leviathan, no, just the Leviathan Dreadnought, the Sicaran battle tank, the Deimos Rhino, and, along with all of that, the Contemptor as well. That seems kind of unlikely to me. That seems really unlikely. Also the Mark 6 Corvus armour, although that is not a surprise. That is not a surprise at all. They've shown off a beaky. Why would they still making the resin ones? If they had plastic ones, they wouldn't. This is a super interesting bunch of things to suddenly go last chance to buy because it feels massively unlikely that they are actually disappearing. Now, with some of this stuff, it probably is actually fully going away. Magister Severin Loth and Cassin Sabius, I'm sure those are actually disappearing. I wouldn't be surprised if the Landspeeder Tempest is going as well, but the rest of these do not fit in with those. And also, some of those are a holdover from the last chance to buy that they did. It's just that they haven't fully gone yet. No, these tanks and these dreadnoughts, even if there weren't rumours abound, this doesn't feel the same as when things get reboxed. This doesn't feel the same as when stuff is reworked or the mould is redone or whatever. Generally speaking, there's kind of a pattern to things being reboxed, especially where we don't see them go into last chance to buy. What we see them is go straight to no longer available. Not temporarily sold out, but no longer available. When they get reboxed, when they get new artwork and stuff, the product code changes in their back end, so the product that currently exists, even though that will be brought back in exactly the same form with a different picture, it's two different products in the system itself. This doesn't even reek of that, because these have not just disappeared. These have not just become no longer available. We actually have a chance to grab these before they're gone. And this is one of those situations where I know occasionally they will put things up for last chance to buy, or things will suddenly disappear and never come back, and it makes no sense that that would happen. But I would argue that never before has it made this little sense to get rid of things like this. I mean, if you're going to be playing the Heresy, the Spartan, the Sicaran, the Leviathan, the Contemptor, that particular pattern of Rhino, I mean, come on. Come on. You're not telling me that these are going to disappear forever right as a new edition of the Horus Heresy is launched? I mean, it's possible, but it seems incredibly unlikely. The more likely scenario right here is genuinely that these are going to get made into plastics. And this is just total speculation. This isn't me saying that it's definitely going to happen. But what seems more likely? That they ditch all of these right before the new edition launches? Or that they get rid of these expensive resin versions and instead introduce slightly less expensive plastic versions? That just seems far more likely to me. There's also the fact that we've seen a Spartan on that leaked picture of the new box contents. Whether that turns out to be a plastic Spartan, I don't know. I would have thought that given that there's little hints of a new tank in the Horus Heresy trailer, that it might actually be one of those. I mean, either way, it just seems so unlikely, and there's been so much stuff floating around about a good chunk of the Heresy being turned into plastics as opposed to resins, because it's just more accessible. It's way more accessible, frankly, and if they're going to do a full-on relaunch, if they're going to treat it like every other system, which they should be doing the thing where you have different starter sets, you have the launch box, then you have the different starter sets and so on, taking these central, like, vehicles, these things that crop up over and over and over again when you see other people's heresy armies, it just makes far more sense than getting rid of them completely. Now, of course, if they do that now, then I'm going to look like a right idiot. But then again, I think a lot of people will, because surely we're all in that boat, right? We're all in the boat of renew, not remove, when it comes to the Rhino, the Leviathan, the Contemptor, the Sicaran, and the Spartan. Would be madness to get rid. Would not be madness to make them more easily available and in plastic, however. Of course, that could just all be a hope to be dashed, dreams to be shattered by terrible news, but we'll see. Time will tell, and the fact that these are going right after that announcement, though, I don't know. It feels far more likely that we're going to get the goods as opposed to get absolutely nothing, which would be gutting, especially since, I mean, the Leviathan is timeless. It's such a good dreadnought. It looks so good. It's my favourite. It is just flat out my favourite. If they got rid, then it'd be riot time. I'm just going to say it. The warning's there. It's not really a warning. What would I even do? But still, don't get rid. Make it plastic. It's the right choice. You know it is. But the question is, what do you think? Do you think these are vanishing for all time, or do you think we are actually going to get them in a better form? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't if you don't want to. As always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games and one for Noble Knight Games if you're in the US, which you can use to support the channel if you like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.